Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everybody's having a great Friday out there. Y'all get in here quick. We're gonna get started in 1 second. Actually, we're getting started right now. We got exactly 15 minutes on the clock. So hope everybody's having a good day. We need to get into what we're getting into and get out of here quickly. It's like I should do. So hope everybody's having a great day. What we're gonna talk about here today is there is no time management. You are not managing time. Any of you who thinks you need to get better at time management, no, you don't need to get better at time management. I'm going to tell you what you actually need to get better at in 1 second. So as y'all come in, shout yourselves out, tell me your name, location, where you're coming from. And while y'all doing that, I'm going to introduce myself. Then we're going to get right into this, and I'm going to recap, and I'm going to take questions, and we're going to wrap this up. We got 15 minutes on the clock. I got a digital clock up on my wall. Yeah, just got a couple days ago. I love this clock because I can keep track of everything, and I don't have to look at my phone or watch. I can look right at that clock. So we're at 14 minutes and 14 seconds. So my name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, former 9-year pro athlete, author, 35 books, done 4 TEDx talks, created this brand called Work on Your Game. What we do here is we take the mental tools and strategic tools to help athletes get to the top of the sports world. We translate those tools to the business world to help professionals perform at their highest level, do so consistently, and make more money in your business. Aaron, what's going on, my dude? Hope you're doing well. And what we do here is as I told you what we do, our point here is to help you perform at your highest level, do so consistently, and make more money in your business. And the way that we do that is, again, we give you strategic and mental tools that will help you perform in whatever game you happen to be in at your highest possible level. We work with a lot of people in a lot of different industries. The reason we're able to do that is because our principles are universal, and principles do not change. Principles do not bend. Principles do not change with the times. People say that is a new era. So whatever happened back in the day, principles applied back in the day, they apply now, and they will apply 30 years from now when your kids and grandkids are going to be looking at you like you're the old person. So they apply all the time. Tanya checking in from Richmond, what's going on? Good to see you as well. What we're going to talk about again here today, as I said, is that there is no such thing as time management. Now, how many of you listening to this feel like you need to do better with time? Meaning you want to get more stuff done with your time, when you're actually working, when you're doing things, you just want to get more things done. How many of you will put yourself in that category? You just want to get more done with your time, or you want to be more consistent with your time, or you want to be more productive with your time? How many of you fit into that description? You just want to step up your productivity. I'm looking on Facebook. They keep changing what's going on in the back end here, so I can't even see everything that's happening on here. They keep changing they got all these bells and whistles. I'm live on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, by the way. So my Facebook page is just Work on Your Game University. My TikTok is Work on Your Game. My Instagram is Dre Baldwin. Okay, so a couple of you, I see, you say you want to get better with using your time. All right, great. And many of us use the phrase time management. I have a course called 25 hours. 25 hours is all about mastering time. And I call that a time control course. That's actually an oxymoron as well, even though it's my course and I call it time control. It's not really time control. Let me tell you what you're actually doing anytime you call yourself managing time. What you really need to do is think about yourself. That's the person that you need to focus on, or the thing you need to focus on, not the time itself. So let me go into my points. Number one, understand something about time. Time does not change. Time does not go faster or slower based on your behavior. You do not get more or less time based on how well you use your current time. So if you spent the first couple hours of the day today doing nothing and wasting time, you didn't get docked an extra 5 hours. Like you get those 5 hours taken away because you wasted the first 3 hours of the day. That doesn't happen. And if you use the next hour of your life and become super productive, and you do everything that you're supposed to do, you don't get extra hours as a bonus or a present or as a gift because you were productive in the previous hour. That doesn't happen, does it? Right. So time goes at the same consistent, steady pace no matter what we do. No matter what you do. If you are super productive, time goes 1 second at a time, 1 second at a time, 1 second at a time. And if you are terrible at being productive and you are completely wasteful and completely not using your time productively at all, guess what? Time still goes 1 second, 1 second. Once I'm looking at my clock, I can see the time going. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Time goes the same pace no matter what you do. So since time is unchanging and it's constant, how are you managing it? Somebody tell me how you can manage time when it doesn't change. There's nothing to manage. See, you only need to manage things that might go off course. So you manage. Any of you ever worked at a job? I remember I worked at a lot of what kind of jobs would you say them? Like retail jobs, like entry level jobs where you can work retail. Like I worked at Foot Locker, I worked at a hat store, I worked at McDonald's, I worked at Pizza Hut. Those kind of jobs, they all have a manager, right? Those jobs have a manager. You know why they have a manager? Because the manager needs to keep the people in check to make sure that the people do what they're supposed to do, because people are variables. All right. Sometimes people do stuff that we ain't supposed to do. Sometimes people don't come to work on time. Sometimes people are not doing their job the right way. Sometimes people have questions. Guess what? Time doesn't do any of those things. Time is never not on time. Time is never late. Time is never sick. Time never messes up doing his job. It always goes at the exact same pace. Therefore, there is no such thing as managing time. Again, how can you manage something that never changes? There's nothing to manage. How are you managing time? That doesn't even make any sense. When you really think about it, there is no such thing as managing time. So let me move on to the second point. Here's the thing that you actually need to pay attention to. I already told you this. It's you, the human. It's human management is what we need. See, I was just talking to one of my coaching members. She was telling me how she is looking into some time management material that she got from somebody who she was reading a woman's book or something like that. I didn't say anything about it because I know she's already heard me talk about it. But there's no such thing as time management, folks. What you need is people management. You need to manage the person, not the time. Red Bottom says, I call it burning daylight, as I heard a Little League baseball coach say to the kids. Yeah, exactly. Well, kids, they don't really think about it because they're young, so they don't really have the sense of urgency because they're not looking at like later on in life because they're so young. But for adults, we got to know better. So the variable is us. The variable is you. You are the thing that needs to be managed. So next time you use the phrase time management, I want you to catch yourself and instead say, you know what? It's not time management. It's human management. It's people management and self-accountability. That's actually the thing that I need to do. I need to get better at holding myself accountable and controlling myself and doing what I'm supposed to do with the time that I have, because an hour is going to go by no matter what you do. So it's a matter of what you do in an hour, not a matter of what the hour does, because the hour is going to be an hour no matter what. Everybody understand? If you go to sleep for an hour, is an hour. If you work hard as hell for an hour, is an hour. If you work for half the hour and then you sleep for half the hour, it's still an hour. Nothing changes about the time. The only thing that is variable, the only thing that is questionable, the only thing that we need to watch and control and manage is the human. We need to human manage, not time manage. Everybody understand what I'm saying here? That's the thing that you need to do. And what I'm going to be doing, and this is going to be coming very soon to the Work on Your Game world, I'm going to be creating a personal maximization course, which is basically is going to replace what we all call time management, because as I just explained to you, there's no need for time management. And you are going to learn how to maximize the amount of time that you have remaining between now and your inevitable death, whenever that happens to be, and making sure that you're getting the most out of your day on a daily basis, whether that's business wise, personal wise, or everything in between. That's what you need to be doing. And Strand said, control your behavior, not control time itself. Yes, exactly. So the third point here is you got to manage yourself with respect to time. That's what we actually need to be doing. So instead of trying to manage the time, which again makes no need, you don't need to manage it. It's going to do the same thing no matter what, is you need to manage you. Is ask yourself, okay, it's 12:15 Eastern when I'm recording this right now. What do I need to do between 12:15 and 12:30? What I need to do between 12:30 and 12:45? What am I going to do from 12:45 to 1 o'clock? You need to know. This is one of the reasons why I told you I got a timer there. It says 6 minutes, 38 seconds left for this live. I'm putting that timer on so that that timer is managing me. That's not me managing time. The timer is managing me. And that's why I told you I got 15 minutes to do this live, because when it's 15 minutes is up, then I'm stopping this live and I got to move on to the next task. Why? Because I have a limited amount of time. So I have to manage myself to make sure I get as much done in the time that I have today that I can. And that requires me managing myself, and I use time to manage me. Everybody understand? So the reason why most people talk about time management instead of human management, because I doubt I'm the first person ever in the world to consider this concept. I might be the first one you heard talk about it, and you can give me credit for it, but I doubt I'm the first one to ever consider it. The reason people call it time management instead of human management is because human management sounds like too much self-accountability. See, that's the problem. You see, if we called it what it actually is, which is self-management, that means we're responsible for doing what we're supposed to do. And that is a big task to ask of a lot of people. Like, be responsible for yourself and all the things that you do. But if instead you say time management, I just got to manage time. No, time doesn't need your management. Time doesn't need to be managed. See, if we call it self-management now, it's like, damn, I'm responsible for this. I'm responsible for everything that I do. Most people don't want to deal with that level of accountability. That's a challenge for a lot of people. And that's the reason why we call it time management, because it sounds better. All right. Understand that your time is limited. Okay. Time is limited. We all understand that our time is limited. However long you live to. I was just reading this book today. It's called The Master Key System by Robert Collier. It's an older book from back in the day, but one of the things he was talking about was that a lot of times and I've heard any of you read any books on health or you know anything about like biohacking and biomechanics, you hear a lot of people in the health space say that all deaths are brought on by the things that we do. So it's the food that we eat, the activities that we partake in, the stress that we put on ourselves, not sleeping, eating processed foods, all the stuff that we do to ourselves eventually brings on our death. That if a person just did everything quote unquote right and perfectly, we could live for 100 plus years. Almost everybody could if we all did the right stuff. But we do other stuff like smoking, like eating processed foods, like eating fried foods, putting stuff in our body we're not supposed to put in our body, not sleeping, drinking alcohol. All these things slowly break down our bodies and eventually we die. All right, that's what we all do. So what we need to do is understand that we have a limited amount of time because of these vices that we all partake in, because of these things that we do that are basically killing ourselves slowly, hopefully, but eventually killing ourselves. We don't have an unlimited amount of time. So what we need to do is make sure that we maximize the amount of production and effectiveness, whatever that means for you, that you get out of the time that you have. And we mean this on a macro level, like your whole life. So if you're going to live to be 90 years old and you're 30 right now, then you got 60 years to maximize your time. And we mean today. So if you're working right now and you get off work at 5:30 and it's 12 o'clock, okay, you got 5.5 hours to get done whatever you're going to get done. You need to make sure you maximize that 5.5 hours. So that's like the strategic time. And also you could talk like small tactical, like just moving faster as you're getting things done over the course of a day. For example, I just ordered some food from DoorDash. I want to get food in the middle of the day. Sometimes I'm hungry in the middle of the day and I need something to eat before dinner time. And I don't want to go out and get food. Because first of all, it's rainy in South Florida today. And secondly, it just takes too damn long. Like to go get the food and come back takes too long. So I decided I'll just pay the extra money for the delivery and just get the food. I don't even like getting delivery because by the time the food gets here, it might not be as fresh as it was when they first made it and all these other things. But I guess I got to deal with that complaint because it saves me time. The whole point being, let me recap my points here since we got 3 minutes left. There is no time management. All right, everybody understand this. There is no time management. You do not need to manage your time. It moves at a constant, steady state, even when you're sleeping, even when you're not thinking about it, even before you were born, even after you are gone. Time will always move at a steady state. Therefore, there is no need to manage it because it is managing itself very well without you. Number two, the variable is you. You are what needs to be managed and controlled, all right, because time is good. All right, time has its process down to a science. You, on the other hand, need to get your process down to a science with respect to how much time you have, which moves me on to point number three. Management needs to be of the self. This is self-management. Next time you say time management, what you actually mean is human management and self-accountability. That is really what you need to be focused on because time is going to go no matter what you do. And since you have a limited amount of time, no matter what you do, your job is to get as much done effectively within the time that you have before your time runs out. And since none of us knows how much time we have left, then we all need to have a sense of urgency consistently and be conscious about this so we get as much into our lives or out of our lives as possible while we still have an opportunity to do so. And hopefully we leave legacy behind for the next generation, our kids, whoever is going to be who follow after us. So if you want to get a copy of my book called The Mirror of Motivation, I put the word mirror in the comment. If you're on Instagram, if you're on TikTok, just send me a DM with the word mirror and we'll send you a link to get it. Facebook, the exact same thing. I can't even see how many people are watching on Facebook because Facebook keeps changing up the data on here. But anyway, that's the word mirror for the book Mirror Motivation. If you want to work with me directly, you can send me a DM on any of these platforms with the word GAME, G-A-M-E. You want to work with us directly, put the word GAME. You want to get a copy of the book Mirror Motivation, put the word mirror. And that's that, folks. We got 1 minute and 1 second left. Anybody got a question or comment, go ahead and put it in the comment section. I'll address it. We got 1 minute left, less than 1 minute, 55 seconds, 54, 53, 52. 51. I'm not going to count down the whole way. If anybody got a question or comment, go ahead and put it in the comment section and I'll address those. We are finishing up what I'm going to be working on this afternoon since we're talking about getting stuff done. I am working on finishing up the sales funnel for our master marketing course, which I'm putting together right now. That course, well, the material is already ready, but we got to put together the sales funnel and all that. So that's something that is going to be I'm going to be making that available to people in the Work on Your Game world very soon. So if you are not in the Work on Your Game world, just get your copy of the Mirror Motivation. You'll be on my email list, and I send out emails every day. So you'll know about it when it's ready, which I anticipate will be, we should have that ready before the end of the month. Just a matter of any unforeseen bumps that come up in the sales funnel creation process, but it's already laid out. So I think we'll be good. All right, absolutely. Glad you got value out of it. All right, folks, our time is up. We are out of here. Everybody have a great afternoon. Work on your game. We out. Manage yourself, not your time.